Joe, thanks for your time. You were very clear before the start of the first test that you preferred to see Jason Roy open the batting. So what's changed this week to make this change this time?
Well, I think it's probably not gone exactly how we would have liked. He's not scored the runs that he would have liked. And just as before, still trying to find a formula that works at the top of the order for us. It's been something that's been very difficult to find in English conditions in particular. It's not just us. You know, every side that's come over in the last couple of years, you look at how the openers have gone and they've not performed. And, you know, Jason's a high-quality player. We all know that. He might be better suited at 4. I think Joe's playing some good cricket throughout the summer. You know, he's got himself in and, you know, looked very good in that second innings. So it's a great opportunity for him to go and get us off to a good start with Rory.
Number 4 is a crucial position in world cricket. I suppose you only have to look at the top 2 test batsmen in the world play there. Is Jason excited about the prospects of trying to make that his own?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think to play in a test, an Ashes series alone is very exciting. You know, he's extremely excited to get the chance to open the batting, but feel that he might be more better suited for the middle order, having seen that and the evidence that we've gone over the last 3 games. So it's a great opportunity for him to do just that, make it his own. And we all know, we've seen him play enough international cricket, what he can do when he gets himself in, and hopefully batting a little bit lower down allows him to do that.
And Australia's number 4 is back as well, isn't he? When Steve Smith does walk out to the middle, will you be throwing the ball straight to Jofra?
We'll see what the situation of the game is. Might be someone else this day who's performing extremely well, but it's going to be, for everyone watching, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting contest between 2 world-class players.
Joe, Justin Langer yesterday said that you stole the Ashes from Australia in the last test. Are you a thief?
I wouldn't say that, but what it has done is make it a very special week this week. A great opportunity for us to build on what was a fantastic win, and carry that forward. It was very special last hour. I thought the way we performed in that second innings was more what we're about as a team and as a batting group. So it's a great opportunity to try and make sure we do that in the first innings this time around.
Joe, have you got a team for us?
We've got one change. Craig Overton comes in for Chris Wokes.
And what was the thinking behind that change?
At this ground, I think it is, it does perform slightly differently. That extra bit of bounce at taller bowler gives us a slightly different option to go to. And I feel like that balances our attack out really well in these conditions.
What about Craig specifically? Obviously, he played against Australia before. He's got Steve Smith out before. But what are his kind of qualities that, from his experience, that you think can benefit him?
I think he's a competitor. You saw him come into Ashes cricket on debut, and straight away he looked very much at home. He got himself in a battle, and I expect him to do just that this week. He's got good control, good skills, moves the ball off the straight, and expect him to cause some issues for the Aussie batters.
Paul and David.
Joe, Ben Stokes has pulled off 2 miracles this summer already. I mean, can he keep doing this? Is there a bottom to his well?
Well, one thing you know about Ben is when the big occasions come round, he's going to be there, and he's going to want to be a part of it. He's never going to shy away from any sort of challenge, and he's proven that this summer. I think for him, he's just got to continue to keep working and doing exactly what he is. He's flying at the moment, and he has to harness that, bottle it up, and make the most of it whilst he's in this great form.
We'll do Dave on this side. Can you pass the mic across, Dan? Thank you.
Joe, Stuart Broad said yesterday that he believed that momentum had shifted in your favour after what happened at Headingley. Is that how you feel as well? And I guess, how do you harness that?
Yeah, I think you come off a back of a win like that. It's a big lift for the whole squad. For that game to unravel how it did, for us to turn up here full of confidence and very much alive in this series is, I thought the way that we played the week before at Lords, we were, it started to feel like we were wrestling our way back into the series, and we did a lot of good stuff then. Felt like last week actually we made quite a lot of mistakes and we didn't quite get it right, but through some individual brilliance and some resilience in our batting in the second innings, and high quality bowling throughout, to be honest, bar the odd spell here and there. We still managed to win, and in a way, if we can sort of bring those two performances together, feel like we'll be in a really good place at the end of this week as well.
But the two innings last week were so different. Have you looked back and worked out as a team what you were able to do and how you were able to perform in the second innings rather than the first innings, and how you're able to replicate that here?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we managed to turn that round in that game shows that the character of the group, the way that it does. There was no hangover going into the second innings, and the fact that we massively believe that we should be winning this series. And I think more than anything, those big partnerships and especially early on to set the tone, the way that we went about it, and put overs into their bowlers. You could tell by the end of it, it's hard work. It's hard work on any bowling group where you keep them out there for long periods of time. So ideally, that's what we want to do, knowing that that middle order is massive engine room for us that can always put a foot on the gas if we need to later on.
The sort of the public interest and the public response to last week's test has been incredible. You've had a bit of time off. Have you or any of the guys had any experiences really that have sort of allowed you to tap into the excitement you've created, and do you feel like this is the hottest sporting ticket in the country right now?
I think it is, yeah. It's been great. The whole summer of cricket's been fantastic. I feel like everyone has really got behind both teams, especially off the back of last week in Test cricket. It's great to see Test cricket seen in that light in this country and globally as well. You see it. The comments on social media and things, it's very well received. I think I'm sure if you speak to Jack and Ben in particular, they've been hounded a little bit. So it's great to see, and hopefully it can continue and we can keep trying to push cricket in this country in particular.
Joe, you're a proud Yorkshireman. Do you enjoy playing here at Old Trafford, and if so, how much?
Yeah, I love playing at Old Trafford. I think it's a great ground. As a Yorkshireman, it's one place you want to score runs, I suppose. That's the incentive. It'd be nice to hopefully get in and make a big one this week.
How important can the crowd be as well, and the fact that you feed off that?
Yeah, I think throughout this whole summer, off the back of that World Cup and in this Ashes series, it's every ground we've been to, we've been blessed with brilliant support. It's been evident everywhere we've gone, and to see a full house at Headingley and on day 4 is probably the first time I've seen that for a long time, and to hear that here's probably 15,000 tickets sold for day 5 already. It's a great place to be, to see that. So it's great. Everyone wants to play in front of those full stadiums and be a part of that. And I'm sure it was special for everyone last week watching, and hopefully it's not as close this time and we can perform a little bit better. But one thing you can always say about a team is we'll entertain.
Mel, John, and I'm going to take one more.
Joe, with a couple of changes that you've made, and you talked about the middle order and the big engine room, England have batted quite deep with the side in the past few years, but now without Mo, without Chris now as well, it feels like the tail is gradually lengthening. Is there an acknowledgement within the team that maybe that changes things for the top order a bit?
No, I don't think it does. I think we have been blessed with when we've balanced the side slightly differently, that we've got some very talented all-rounders that can come in and score some runs at the back end. But you go into every game preparing to go and score big runs as a top order player, as a middle order player, and that responsibility is exactly the same. You shouldn't be leaving that to anyone else, and the mindset should be to go and make sure that you are the one that plays a significant role in producing a big score, whether it be first innings, chasing it down second innings, or setting the game up. So in many ways you can look at it in that regard, or as I like to think and as we like to think as a team, you should always feel like you're going to be the one to make a significant contribution.
John behind, and then we'll finish with Dan.
Joe, you say that Stokes is flying at the moment. Could you give us some sort of insight into what he brings to the team, and particularly perhaps the stuff we don't see off the field?
Can you elaborate slightly?
We'll say something nice about your mate, Ben Stokes.
He you have to just throw me there. Sorry, massively. He's a great team man. He's one of those guys that will go out his way to help everyone, make sure that they feel like they're ready. He will always offer advice. He's a brilliant senior player leader. He shows that on the field, but he's got a good balance at knowing when to say the right things. He's very passionate and he drags people with him. He's just a genuinely good bloke, really is. And when you combine that with the skill and ability that he has, it's a great combination, and I think it's a great inspiration for the not just the young guys coming into this team and the inexperienced players, but for the senior players to see as well.
Last one, Dan.
Joe, Australia have dropped Usman Khawaja for this game. One, do you see that as a tick for your bowling attack? And two, I suppose, can you reflect on what it can be like when a guy who's a long-term, fixture in a team gets dropped in the middle of a series, and that being a difficult thing, I suppose.
It's been tough, hasn't it? It's throughout this whole series for the top order. He's obviously been the unlucky one to miss out for them, but I feel we've bowled pretty well at him throughout the series. That's part and parcel of Test cricket. It's not really our concern. We've got different lineup to face up against, slightly different lineup, and I feel that we're well prepared to handle that.